Alright, what's going on, guys? Your boy Arset here doing a re-recording because I had a nice mixing session recorded with one of my other tracks that I'm working on. You remember that Queen to Be song from Coming to America? You know, she's your queen to be. A queen to be forever. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because I ended up singing that whole song. But anyway, that song. So I was gonna chop that up, and I had a small little snippet of the song that I was working on that I had fully mixed and all that. So this song that I'm doing, since I've already done that for the other one, I would rather do this stuff real time. So this track is one of my remixes that I'm going to have on my Phoenix Wright mixtape. This is the Circus remix. So I just have a small snippet of that song selected, and that's what I'm going to work with. So what I did, I don't think I've done any mixing for this yet. I may have, not a lot. Yeah, okay, I haven't really done that much mixing yet. So, I'm gonna start with one thing you have to understand is that when mixing, it's like when you have like a seven person choir. You know, they're all singing, but when they're on the stage, you know, they're not all standing behind each other. You know, they're not standing in single file line. And when you have instruments all on the center center stage, that's basically what you're doing. You don't ever see a choir where everyone's standing in a single file straight line. They're spread out on the stage. So that's basically what you're doing. That's what panning is. Panning moves things from left and right, moves the sounds from the left and right of the stage. So also EQing. I'm going to get into that with this kick and bass that I'm going to mix in just a second. But EQing is basically bringing out the brighter frequencies of an instrument and getting rid of the less vibrant or harmful frequencies of an instrument. You're basically, what you hear when you hear a nice mix of a song, what you're hearing is the brightening of something's frequency. The frequency is what you hear. It's not the volume level, it's the frequency that you hear. So, usually when I mix, there's a difference between mixing and mastering. Mixing, I need to get rid of this preset, but I usually try to get the mix between -2 and -3. That's usually a good mix. The mastering is what brightens the overall mix that you have here in this area up to 0 or -0.1 dB. These are decibels. These are, again, the loudness of the sounds and frequencies that you hear. So let's get started with the kicks. Let me hide some of this other stuff. Again, this is a small snippet of what I'm working on. It's probably not going to sound exactly like this when it's done, but some concepts that I've been working with. So. So what I have playing right now, this is a kick. I put a slight reverb on it because I was trying to give it that, haunted house feeling. You'll hear that on the snare too when we're done. Oh, my throat. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. What I usually would do is I would tone down the BW. The BW is the actual peak, is the size of the peak. So 4% usually a nice tight peak. You want a nice tight peak, and those peaks bring out the frequency, the high frequency of that instrument in question. So one thing you do, pay attention to where you're brightening up these frequencies, and the best way to do that is to raise this tight peak here and scrub it across here. I usually for the heightened frequencies, I use bands 2 and 4 for each instrument. So usually I have a 4 to kind of brighten out the mid of the kick if I need to. Another thing that I do is I usually put a free filter, but I already done this. But I set the type to low shelf, set the frequency to between like 350 and 375 or so. That's usually where the mid area of that kick lies, so it brings out that kick for you. Q, I set it to about like 25%. And the gain to 7, and then I'll level afterwards. But I'll level the stuff after we EQ. Alright, so that's the EQ of the kick. Remember these two numbers, 125 for band 4, 68 for band 2. Now let's go to the bass. Actually, I had already kind of started on it, but I'll start from scratch for right now. So find the low area that I want to bring out. One thing that you don't want to do is you remember these numbers because you don't want these heightened frequencies to be on the same peak as these two. So this is what, 54. This comes out a little nice and bright, so I'll probably put this at like 2. See if I need anything for 4 man for the mid area. Sometimes you don't even need this. I'm just doing this just to show you, but sometimes you don't even need this second band here. If you're fine with how the bass sounds or whatever. Alright, so here's where we incorporate the negative peaks. Alright, so what we do is cut out the positive peaks that are shown here in the opposite instrument. So your positive peak on the kick for your 2 band is 68 hertz. So what you do is you take band 3 to represent band 2 of the kick on your bass. I usually set this to 2%, at least between 2 and 4%, depending on how close it is to your positive peak here. So those again, 68. So let's set band 3 to 68. Just bring it down just a little bit. And what this does is let this frequency breathe. Because before they were kind of fighting for the spotlight, but now this breathes a little bit and this kind of takes out. Just gives it more room to breathe. We're going to do the same for band 4. It's 125, and we usually use band 5 on the opposite instrument for band 4 on the other instrument. So we'll set that to 2 again, 125. Basically set it opposite to the dB value of the positive peak. I'm going to do the same for the kick as well. So positive peak on the bass is 54, so I'm going to take band 3, set it to 2% peak, 54, take it down 2 decibels, and 153. Band 4 is 153, so we're going to take band 5 on this one, set it to 2%, 153, move this to 153, and there are also some tutorials online that I got these tricks from. I'll make a list of those and put them at the bottom of the description. So all right, and I think I kind of already leveled this a little bit to start off with. Sorry about that, but what I did was I tried to make sure that these two agree with each other and also stay within this mark. Right now they're below it, but that's kind of what you need right now, because when the other instruments come in, it's going to bring this dB level up. Excuse me. All right, so let's move on to the snare. Another thing that I did on like all my instruments, I put a fruity balance on them, because what that does is balance each channel to make sure it's spreading across all the different energies and frequencies for each instrument, so one isn't overcrowding up the other. So again, I use the peak method for this. Put a high pass on the snare, cut out some of that low frequency, because even though your instruments use a full spectrum of frequencies, you don't even really need the whole spectrum. Snare drum is usually from like mid to high, so you want to cut out that low frequency to give room for your bass and kick. So you want to leave that for them to play with. So that's why I put that there. I accentuated the frequency for the snare. It's kind of easy to see with this parametric EQ2. You can usually kind of tell where it is, but if you can't, it's usually around like 150 to maybe 200 hertz. So search around there. And I did the same trick with my free filter. Put a high shelf on that this time, and I set the frequency to between like 145 and 160. Set the gain to 5.1 and the Q to halfway, and then leveled it. I think I already leveled this one all the way to a little bit under -3. All right, so you can see how it's already up there. I mean, usually the drums are kind of what drives the dB sometimes in the bass. So, all right, let me bring the sample in now. And what I did, I took out that positive frequency on the snare, so those two didn't clash with each other. So I meant to have this fruity balance up here. I don't know how I forgot that, but this love filter is something that's used later, but I don't even know if I'm going to use that. Let's see where it is. I turn this down just a little. One thing that I've been doing lately, I've already done this on here though. I do a slight pan on the drum and the kick. I mean drum and the bass. Again, I've already tend to have done it, but yeah, just a slight pan to make sure even that they play with each other even more. So, alright. Let's see what this meter is. Okay. Sample's fine for right now. We can leave it there for right now. If I need to mess with it again, I will. Here are the two other things. I have an organ that gets played. I already panned these. I panned these to like 40 to the right, 40 to the left. This is choir here. Yeah. These kind of use the same frequency. So I pan these so they play well with each other. I'm also going to show another trick where I use stereo separation or imager to kind of spread the sound across the stereo spectrum. So even though it's panned one way, I'll make sure that it's spread from one side to the other side to give you that full sound that you want, without affecting the EQ too much. So I've already set the high pass on both of these. sometimes the bands won't let you get to the actual frequency that you want. So let's see where it is. Alright, so it's pretty level, but I'm going to go ahead and send these two to some send channels. I'm going to use 3 and 4. And what I'm going to use is Isotope Ozone 5. It comes with an imager. I like to use that one because I can visually see where the stereo sounds are going. So, So since this is already going to the right, I want to send this left. And so this is how you send. You just click on the channel, highlight it, then you right click on this arrow here, and the option that comes up is route to this track only. That's what you click on. And now you can hear it going here. And since this is already going to the left, you want to send this to the right now. So highlight this. There you go. So yeah. So let's look at the send left. That's what you want to do. These bands kind of spread those certain frequencies. Also, I'm not gonna go too much into this because I have another tutorial that talks about this. My mixing and mastering vocals tutorial. So if you really want to know more about what this does, look at those videos. So go ahead and just work, because I don't have that much time, and I kind of want this video to make it through. So. listening.